I was like, because there's a player on the Cubs, Justin Turner. He used to be a Dodger. We fucking hate the Dodgers, right? So I was like, you suck, Justin Turner. Once a Dodger, always a Dodger. But there's like 3 players on our teams that were also Dodgers. So I was like, Jason Hayward, you're cool, but you're kind of old. I was just yelling random shit, and people were feeling me. Don't get me wrong, people were fucking feeling me. They were like, hell yeah. And then like the fucking Cubs player gets on base and he starts stealing bases, but it doesn't matter because they're losing by like fucking 5 runs. So I was like, keep running, nobody gives a fuck. I was fucking going off, bro. It was so much fucking fun. And then we won the fucking game, and it was lit. Everything was fucking lit. So it started off like one of the worst experiences I've had at Petco for like 5 innings, and then 5 innings later, it was like the most fun I've had at Petco in a long fucking time. Then we went to a bar after and did some like more drinking, and it was a cool bar. Apparently it's like the oldest bar in downtown San Diego or some shit. I forget what it's called. But it was lit. It was pretty cool. And then we went to another bar, like the middle of buttfuck nowhere, which is like a shitty, not a shitty, I don't say a shitty bar, but it was like a dive bar. My friend sang karaoke. But the other thing I didn't talk about, fuck, I guess I'll do this now, because I completely just remembered the important, super important part of the story. So I didn't drive to San Diego. I drove with my friends, right? But Monday, my mom, she was out of town all weekend in San Diego, and she left her car at home because she had other people take her. But I had to go to San Diego to pick her up at 10 in the morning, right? But apparently, and she didn't tell me this, she was in Mexico still crossing. So she's like, don't come yet because we're not ready yet. So I went down at fucking like 11 to get there at 12. And she's like, no, we're going to be ready at like 1. So then I had to waste like 30 fucking minutes doing nothing. Like I sat in a fucking gas station parking lot and I didn't have any food. But I also know at 2 o'clock, I had to be back and around my area. But I was like an hour away and it was already 1 o'clock and I didn't even have my mom. So I knew I was going to be late. Well, actually, no, because I was driving my mom's car, right? And I was picking her up to drop her off at home. So the problem was I knew I wouldn't be able to drive home and come back to the meetup area, which was like 20 minutes from my house. So I was like, fuck. Also, I knew I wasn't going to have time to eat. So I had to go to a fucking gas station, get the shittiest slices of pizza ever, and fucking eat those. And it was disgusting, but I had to eat something because I was fucking starving. And then I pick up my mom, and I was gonna fucking yell at her because I was pissed off that she made me like fuck up my day plans. But she was like, "I'm so sorry, like things happen, blah blah blah." And then I felt bad, so I didn't yell at her. I was just like, "It's okay." But the thing was, what I had to do was I had to go to the meetup spot, get dropped off, and tell my mom, and she was okay with this. I didn't think she would be, but she was. She was like, "Okay, I'll drive myself home. You stay here, blah blah blah." And I had to buy some like vital supplies, like a phone charger and shit like that, right? And then they picked me up and then took me down to San Diego.